I'm Alicia Inez Guzmán, and I'm the co-curator for Technologies of Spirit, which is the second part in a two-part series of exhibitions here at 516, the first of which was called Many Worlds Are Born. And they really came out of a lab that my co-curator, Rick Cassini-Cador, put into place last summer, where he worked with the Albuquerque Museum photo archives and with artists in tandem, so that artists would have access to some of these photo archives from the Albuquerque Museum. And so out of that lab came one show and then a follow-up show, because when we initially began the process of curating together, we realized that the grouping of artists that we had and the proposals that we had actually gave us enough material for two shows. The narratives that we have about New Mexico are usually pretty oversimplified. And so my goal has always been to bring back like a sense of complexity about New Mexico and about this place, and to introduce histories of migration here, the migration of indigenous peoples here, the migration post-Pueblo Revolt to southern New Mexico, the migration of artists into New Mexico in the 20th century. I think that that's also part of what we're talking about here when we're thinking about how New Mexico is represented in a popular imagination. And so a lot of the artists that are in this exhibition, Technologies of the Spirit, as well as Many Worlds Are Born, are here to kind of challenge those narratives that we've inherited and those legacies that we've inherited about what New Mexico is, and to really show us a different path forward, a different history to look back, and to show the power of story. When I'm around all of this art, I think of the power of story, not just the written word, but also visual story, and the ability to be able to have many realities meet in one exhibition that show us just how complex the place that we stand on actually is. There were 4 artists commissioned to pair with the artists who are already in the lab, and so one of them is Eric Paul Riege, who is creating an installation kind of based on the history of Navajo weaving. And so 516 thought he would be a great addition. We have Carson Creighton, who's a painter and collage artist, and then a few other people who are kind of tackling ideas about New Mexico, but also the Southwest, and ideas about the border. So there's a lot of dialogue happening within the artists and what they're showing together. My takeaway, and hopefully what the show can give to viewers when they come here, is just this more nuanced idea of New Mexico that can challenge assumptions, that can challenge the legacy of representation here, that can show the richness of this place, that anybody who has that comes here, that they can understand that the ground that they stand on, who was there before, right? So I think that that's my hope for this show, is that kind of takeaways, that nuance, hopefully.